And with that, Mr. Diaz.
Co-chairs Noriega and Costello, members of council, good morning. In about May of 2011, I received a call from Southwest advising that the airline was seriously interested in considering international operations from Hobby and asking if Houston airports could put together some interim or temporary FIS, a Federal Inspection Services Facility concepts, and come to Dallas for a discussion. In January of this year, I asked of staff the question, assuming Southwest could provide or could serve international markets from Hobby, what economic benefits might accrue to the city of Houston and region, and what impacts might such a move have on traffic at Bush Intercontinental? To these questions, to answer these two questions, two studies were commissioned that worked jointly and in presentation were combined to provide some sense of the expected impacts. In 2011, Bush Intercontinental processed 8.6 million international passengers. 65% of those passengers traveled to Latin America, to, from, and through Houston. That's 5.6 million of those passengers. For Latin America, United accounts for 95% of the market, and when its alliance partners accounts for 97% of that market. The point is that when you have competition, the price points of both or all competitors is lower, in some cases substantially lower, than if a single carrier controls the supply and the pricing of the product. It's economics. And indeed, I would not be surprised if there were competition where on certain routes, United would actually have lower airfares than Southwest. The point is that unit prices, that is, the prices that are charged to the flying public, come down, but total passenger volumes rise and total revenues to the airlines rise. It's been shown time and time again across the country. What about the contention that the decision will harm Intercontinental Airport and United? Concerning the losses some say will occur at Intercontinental, we would say that if the economy of Houston was expected to stagnate or were forecast to contract, if we expected a reversal of population in-migration to out-migration, if we believe new business formation and relocation to Houston of businesses was going to cease, then we might be inclined to be concerned. But such is not the case. This is Houston, the fastest growing city region and most diverse in the United States, officially reaching a total of 6 million people last summer, surpassing Philadelphia to become the nation's fifth largest metropolitan area. So the question then comes up, well, if we're going to do this, what are the benefits? Who gets the benefits? What are the benefits of doing this? And what might the economic impact be on the decision to support Southwest? Per the study, new international service at Hobby would create direct, indirect, and induced jobs and generate approximately $1.6 billion in annual economic impact for the Houston area based on the network model's forecast of an additional 1.5 million passengers, the majority of which would visit Houston with less connecting passengers than connect today. Now, what about Customs and Border Protection staffing? Will we have enough? The issue of Customs and Border Protection staffing is the same issue as you have with the Transportation Security Administration staffing of security checkpoints. Many ask, what are we going to do? And the answer is, what we would need to do is what was done in Atlanta, as is done in numerous cities across the nation. In Atlanta, the city worked with the Customs and Border Protection and the Georgia Congressional Delegation to gain the additional agents to staff the new international terminal about to open next month. The city there received 120 new Customs and Border Protection agents. We need to remember, too, that these additional staffing would not be needed until 2015, and so we have time to do the needed and proper planning with Customs and Border Protection, assuming that the recommendation is to proceed forward. I think the mayor has said this more eloquently than I can ever. There's a lot of work to do. There are clearly many, many more discussions to be held. There are briefings of many, many interested parties, stakeholders, that must take place before all the pool of meaning is filled, and people can drink from that pool and reach a rational and well conceived decision.